Good afternoon, my dear students. How is it going? Today we have a new story. The title of our story is A Prairie Guard Dog. We're going to talk about animals' homes or animal homes. The essential question is, what are features of different animal habitats? What's the meaning of features? Let's talk about the animals' features, then the habitats features. The animals' features are the things that help them to adapt in their habitat. Like the fish have fins that help them to swim, and they have gills that help them to breathe. The frogs have gills and lungs. The gills have help them to breathe under the water. The lungs help them to breathe on the land. The deer has a strong nose and strong ears that help her to feel the danger, to feel the hunters and the other animals. If the other animals want to hunt her. So what are features of different animal habitats? Look at here. Look at the owl. Hi, I'm an owl. I live in a special place in nature. I live in a forest habitat. In the beginning, what's the meaning of habitat? The habitat here, the habitat is the place where a plant or an animal lives. Here is why. My feathers are the same color as the trees. Look at here. My feathers are the same colors as the trees. This helps me hide from predators. Who are the predators? The predators are the animals that prey or kill other animals. That's mean like the lion, like the tigers, they prey or hunt or kill other animals. What are they? They are predators. I can live inside this hole. My babies will be safe here. So now let's talk about our story. The title of the story is A Prairie Guard Dog. What are the features of different animal habitats? This is the essential questions. Look at your question. We will read to learn about the place a prairie dog calls home. The genre of this story is narrative nonfiction. What's the meaning of narrative nonfiction? The genre of the story is narrative nonfiction. The narrative nonfiction tells about living things, people, or events. It's told by a narrator and follows a sequence. Who's the narrator? He is a person who tells the story. So the narrative nonfiction tells about living things, people, or events. It's told by a narrator and follows a sequence. What's the meaning of sequence? It tells what happened in the beginning and in the middle and at the end. Let's start with the vocabulary words and we will read later. The first word here is bird, but in the beginning, I need you to open your reading book on page number 132, 133. I'm going to write it here. 132, and you're gonna find 133 in front of it, on the other side. 133. You're gonna find these pages. Look at here, 132 and 133. So let's start. What's the meaning of bird? I need you to put sticky notes and write the meanings. If something is bird, it's covered with something. For example, if we say the squirrel buried the nuts, so he put the soil above it. So now the nut is covered with soil. So what's the meaning of bird? If something is buried, it's covered up with something. Like the pirate buried the treasure. If something is buried, It's covered up with something. Like, look at here, the car was buried in the deep snow. The second word is escape. If you escape from something, you get away from it. Like the cat escapes from the dog. Like the criminal escape from the policeman. So when you escape from something, you get away from it. When you escape from something, you get away from it. Look at the sentence in your book. The cat could escape through a gap in the fence. She will get away. She will escape. Maybe she will escape from the house. The cat could escape through a gap in the fence, and maybe she escaped from the pet shop. Habitat. The habitat is the place where an animal or plant lives. Like the whale lives in the ocean habitat. Maybe the camel lives in a desert habitat. So the habitat is where, or the place where the animal or plant lives. Prairie dogs live in a desert habitat. Journey. The journey is a trip or it's a long trip. The journey is a trip or long trip. Maya and her family went on a journey in the mountains. They went in a trip or a journey. They went on a journey in the mountains. Nature. Nature is all the things outdoors not made by people. They are not man-made. They made by Allah. So they are not made by people. The nature is all the things outdoors not made by people. I love nature. The nature is like trees, mountains, rivers, oceans. All of these are nature because they didn't made by people. We walk in the woods because we like to be in nature. Peaks. A person who peaks, they look quickly or he looks quickly. I peaks maybe to my brother. I peaks to, maybe I peeks to the book to look or to find the sentence. I peeks. So look at here. While hiding, Kate peeks out from behind the tree. So what's the meaning of peeks? It means looks quickly. Like I took a peek at the list. Maybe I took a quick peek inside. Close your eyes and don't peek, because maybe I have a surprise for you. Restless. If you are restless, you cannot stay still or quiet. If you are restless, that means you cannot stay still or quiet. Here we have a suffix. This means without. So restless without means without rest. So if you are restless, you cannot stay still or quiet. The child became restless during the long car ride. Sometimes you feel or become restless in the class. Spies. If someone spies something, they see it suddenly. For example, if I'm looking at maybe at the sky, then I saw a bird. This is, I spies a bird because I saw it suddenly. If someone spies something, they see it suddenly. Carlos spies an eagle in the sky. Maybe I was looking at the school, then I spies my friend there. Strong again, not I spies. I spy. I need you to concentrate in this word. The word here is spy, but we added is because we have a singular subject. So we should add is to the verb after the singular subject. So we finished. Let's write them all. Let's write all the meanings. What's the meaning of bird? When something is bird, it's covered up with something. What's the meaning of bird? When something is bird, it's covered up with something. Okay. Something is bird. It's covered up with something. The second word is escape. When you escape from something, you get away from it. When you escape from something, you get away from it. The third word is habitat. The habitat is the natural place where the animals or plants live. So let's write, it's a place. The habitat is a place where an animal or plant lives. Habitat is a place where an animal or plant lives. Journey means a trip or a long trip. A journey or a journey is a trip or a long trip. Nature. The nature is everything outdoors not made by people. So is a nature is all the things outdoors not made by people. Peaks, to look at something, quickly peeks. Or when someone peeks, or a person who peeks, a person who peeks, he looks at something quickly, or he looks quickly. Looks quickly. Here we have restless. If you are restless, if you are restless, you cannot stay still or quiet. Restless. If you are restless, you cannot stay still or quiet. The last word, spies. We said the base word here is spy, but we added s to the word. It became spies because it came here after a singular subject. Spies. If someone spies something, they see it suddenly. If you didn't write any meaning or any definition, write it now. Okay, I erased everything. So now let's talk about suffixes. Let's talk about both of them, prefixes and suffixes. The prefixes are word part. We added them to the beginning of the word and they change the meaning of the word. Like when we say unhappy, that's mean not happy. Disagree means the opposite of agree. Word part or what? The word part means a group of letters. So let's write the meaning. What's the meaning of prefixes? Prefixes are word parts or group of letters. We added them to the beginning of the word and they change the meaning of the word. Like what? Like when we say unhappy means not happy, unkind means not kind. Like this, when we say disagree, disagree, dislike means not like. There are many many prefixes and suffixes like refill, that's mean fill it again, reread. Now let's talk about suffixes. The suffixes are word part. We added them to the end of the word and they change the meaning of the word. We already took it, but let's revise. Maybe some of you forgot the meaning of suffixes. The suffixes are word parts or a group of letters. We added them to the end of the word and they change the meaning. Like what? If we say full, for example, helpful, full of help, joyful, full of joy, we have the suffix ly. Lys means to describe the way of something happening, like quickly, it means in a quick way, safely, in a safe way. Like there are many suffixes, but we can't take them all. So let's take our suffixes for today. So here we have the suffix ly and the suffix full or ful. Ly makes the word that describe the way we do something. For example, if we talk quietly, this means we talk in a quiet way. If we talk loudly, we talked in a loud way. The suffix full means full of. If we say that someone is hopeful, that means that they are full of hope. Helpful, full of help. Now, get your turn practice book. Get your turn practice book and open page number 71. Sometimes I forget that I'm recording the video and I'm waiting. I was waiting for you to open your books. So now open page number 71. Let's write the date of the day. Then let's revise the words. Buried means when something is buried, it's covered up with something. Escape, when you escape something, you get away. The habitat is the place where animals or plants live. The journey is a long trip or a trip. The nature is everything outdoors, not made by people. Peaks look quickly, restless, cannot stay still or that's mean when you move all the time. Cannot stay still or quiet. Spies means to see something suddenly. So now let's read the words here and read the question. Read each clue below, then find the vocabulary word on the right that matches the clue. Draw a line from the clue to the word. So here we have the outdoor world, like the trees, the rivers, the mountains, that's mean nature. And you can write letter F here. Because when there are many lines, I think we won't be able to concentrate. I need the line again. Here, takes a quick look means peeks. The natural place where an animal lives, habitat. Get away means escape. Cannot stay still means restless. A long trip means journey. covered up in the ground or covered up with something means bird. Here, watch and see something means spies. Did you see here they added is for the verb watches, that's mean, and sees, that's mean the subject is singular, because you know that we add is to the verb if the subject is singular. And the base word here is the spy, but when we want to add es after spy, we'll change the y to I, then add es. But if we want to say I spy, we spy. Okay. Let's write the letters here. Number 2, letter E. Number 3, letter A. Number 4, letter B. Number 5, letter H. Number 6, letter G. Number 7, letter D. Number 8, letter C. Now, choose one vocabulary word from the box above. Write the word in a sentence of your own. Let's choose bird, maybe because it's the first word we can say. We were looking for a buried treasure. Escape, the mouse escaped from the cat. Habitat, let's choose an animal. The giraffes live in a forest habitat or in the forest habitat. Or no, I think they live in the grassland. And they can eat the leaves from the tall trees because they have long necks. Habitat we finished. Journey, we will go to a journey with the school. Nature, I love nature. I came out here to enjoy the nature. Peaks, I took a quick peek, maybe at the book. Restless, the kids, they cannot, or the kids became restless in the class. Spies, the boy spies a spider, maybe in the school or on the tree or whatever you want. So you can choose your own sentence and write it, or you can write your own sentence. Now, oh, I forgot this word. I need to put animation so you won't be able to see it anymore. Let's start here. To figure out a new word, look for a suffix or word part added to the end of the word. What's the meaning of full? Full means full of. Ly means in a way that is. So it will describe the way that something happening. Underline the word that has a suffix in each sentence, then write the word and its meaning. I need the line again. So Dr. Jones was hopeful that he would see animals. The word hopeful here has a suffix. The suffix is full. So what's the meaning of hopeful? Hopeful means full of hope. He made a careful study of what he found. The word careful has a suffix. The suffix full. Careful means full of care. He was greatly interested in comparing these two places. He was greatly, what's the meaning of greatly here? In or in a way that is great or in a great way. So in a way that is great or in a great way, write a word that means the same as the group of words you hear. Your new word will end in full or ly. Full of play, playful. In a way that is clear, clearly. Thank you for listening. Grade 2 and see you later, inshallah.